right, welcome back. So I'm very excited for this one. We have the complete Nightwalker training guide from 200 to 280. Every single map I trained in is in here. If you need any map from 200 to 280, it'll be in here. It'll be timestamped with the region, so you can just click the one you want. I did record this before the Nightwalker Discord got updated. They did update it with maps from 260 plus with Janice, so feel free to check those out as well. There might be some overlap. I honestly have no idea. In this, I'm going to go over every single map that I trained in. I added some extras as well, just for some variety. Some of them are from the Nightwalker Discord. Every map I trained in, I'm going to go over where I place my summons, like GDS and Fountain, where I'm going to place those. If it's a standstill, where I'm standing, how I'm active farming. And I'm also going to go over how to replace the rotations for each thing. So how do I replace my GDS and my Fountain? I did 6-minute BAs for almost every single map in here. So you're going to be able to see the BA for 6 minutes and around what you should be getting for 6 minutes and an hour. Yeah, I hope you do enjoy. If this did help you out at all, please support me, like, subscribe. It does mean a lot and I do appreciate it. But yeah, let's get into it. Also, real quick, if you don't know what BAs are, basically as a battle analysis, you could bind it to a key. Mine's F9. What you do is you do a 6-minute battle analysis in a map and you figure out how many enemies you killed, and then you times it by 10, and that'll be how many enemies you kill in an hour. Obviously, the more enemies you kill, the more mesos you get, the more EXP you get, so you always want more enemies. That's just a basic rundown of how it works. All right, the first map at Vanishing Journey we trained at was below the cave. Basically what you do, as I place GDS like at this portal, I go into the portal and then I place shower and then I teleport over here, hit my omen, and then just go across. And for the most part, you don't have to worry about this left side at all. You keep going back and forth. And then the same way that I placed it in the beginning is how you replace it. To replace, basically, you just go here, place it, teleport through, go through. And I like this training rotation a lot better than the second one, personally. But I did a 6-minute BA for this as well. I got 1389 mobs. So if you multiply that by 10, that's 13,000 mobs, almost 14, which is pretty good, honestly. But yeah, this is the first map. We're on to the next. All right, so this is the second map that I trained in Vanishing Journey. I didn't train in this one as much as the first map below the cave, but I just like the first one better. It's up to you. But basically what you do here is you GDS right here, then you Urda shower here, and then you drop down and you take the portal and you just go across, taking the portal. And you can use Omen at will, just whenever it's on cooldown. You can use your Shadow Bite at will, but your bats are going to be doing a lot of the work here. But you just literally just go back and forth like this. And your bats, like as you can see, the bats are killing the stuff on the top. So it is ideal if your bats can one-shot. And then when you need to replace, all you got to do is just jump up and replace. Like right here, you just jump up, put down that, place that, and you keep going. I also did a BA, a 6-minute BA. If you do this BA and you get used to the rotation, you can get this BA a little higher for sure, probably around like 1300. This is the last map in Vanishing Journey that I trained at. All right, so now we're in Chu Chu. There's only really one map that I ever trained at. Basically what I did is I would put GDS right here, I would put shower here, and then you just swim across. If I have bite up, I'm just going to jump bite and keep going. And what you'll see is all of the bats will kill everything here, even if you don't hit everything with your bite. And then you just go across. I stand like right here, place Omen, and it just kills everything. And what you can do too is, even if there's nothing that spawned, place your Omen down anyways before you leave, and it'll kill everything before it spawns. So I'll show an example real quick. So I would place Omen here, and it would kill everything, and I would take the teleporter. But I think Omen lasts like 5 seconds. As long as you place it, you'll be fine. But like here, I just bite it. If your bite's not up every time, just quintuple it until bats start to spawn. And then with that, sometimes you're gonna have to kill the one on the right with quintuple. I would also make sure that you quintuple at least a little bit, just so your GDS is actually killing this stuff. Replacing, just shower here, GDS here, and then you keep going. You'll probably have bite up every other wave. So like right now, I'll just quintuple it a little bit. Bats are starting to spawn, so I'm dipping. I also did a BA for this one as well. I got 1279. Again, if you practice this and you get good at it better than I am, then you'll be able to get a higher score. I'm probably like 1300. This is the only place I trained for Chu Chu. So after that, we're going to be going into Yum Yum, which there's also only one map that I used for Yum Yum. So I'll show you that as well. All right. So we are at the only map I trained at for Yum Yum. Basically, what I did was I put shower up here, and then I would go across, put GDS down here. You could also use this teleporter down here. You could teleport to one, place this, drop down here, teleport, jump up, or grapple up if you have it. And then for the actual clearing, what I like to do, I just stand in the middle for one wave and I hit bite and most likely the bite's going to kill everything. If sometimes it doesn't kill the stuff on the top, then you just like throw one quintuple and you're good. The second wave, I'll just get bats to spawn and then everything will die again, and then I can bite the next wave again. So it's kind of just alternating between those two. You can omen like the bottom if you want as well, like the one side on the bottom, and then clear the rest. But yeah, you could shower here, take that, jump up here, place your GDS whenever it comes up, and then just get back to it. It's kind of a small map, so you don't really have to move that much compared to some of the other maps. It is nice in that sense. It's kind of like your first time doing a standstill, or as close as you can get to a standstill, basically. You could probably honestly just like stand here and attack stuff until bats spawn. It really just depends on how strong your bats are. You could bite one wave and then just hold down quintuple for the other wave for bats to spawn. And whenever you need to replace your summons, just go up, place one, and then go to the other side. I did a BA for this as well. I killed almost everything every time, so I just don't think there's that many more mobs in this area, but I got like basically 1200 for this BA. Next is going to be Latch, so I will see you guys in Lachelein. Okay, so there's only one map I trained in for Lachelein. It's Chicken Festival 3. I'm going to show the rotation that I did for this. Basically, there's two rotations that I'm going to go over. One's a little lazier, and that's the one I did, but I'm going to show the less lazy one as well. So first you would bite up here, and then you would drop down, kill everything, jump up, omen, and then it should hopefully kill all the stuff up there, or most of it, and then you come back, and then you're going to bite again here. And the thing about this bite is you want it to stay up until the next wave spawns, so the bats can just kill the next wave too. That's like very important for this rotation. Same thing, we bite, it comes up for the next one, so it's going to kill all those, and then we drop down and we come back up. This rotation is one of the ones that is out of the Nightwalker Discord, and I didn't do a BA for it, but the BA is supposed to be around 17k or 1700 for 6 minutes, 17k if you're doing an hour. It's a simple one. It sucks if your bite goes off the wrong timing and doesn't stay until the wave spawns. That's when it does suck. Like if you can get it like this where you kill everything and then the bats kill the second wave, it's perfect. And just keeping that consistently is like really nice. Whenever you need to replace GDS, you just come up here and then you jump up. What I did, because at the time I just really didn't want to have to deal with the bite going off cooldown, I basically just placed GDS here. This is the second version. I placed GDS here, and then I placed shower here, and then I just stayed on the top for the most part. What I would do is I would just clear the top, the bats would finish clearing, and then I would drop down and kill everything down here. Then I would go back up, clear the top. It might be like, I don't know if it's technically less lazy. It's just, it doesn't require the timing of the bite at all. And I can just kill everything. So this is the way I did it. You can try either one, see which one works better for you, which one you like more. Yeah, that's pretty much it. That's both the rotations. This is the only map I used. Now we are off to the next section, Arcana. Okay, so this is the first Arcana map. I actually do remember this is the only map I trained in. The second map, I'll still go over it, but the second map I only used to do dailies. So this is really the main map I used to train. But basically what I did was GDS right here, and then you can jump up, omen that, and then you start going across, and you just keep going across, and then jump up, omen again. And since omen's hitting stuff, it should get enough cooldown to be back up by the next time you use it again. So right here we omen again, then it'll kill that, and then it'll kill the next wave. You can also, if you do like a little jump, you can bite the top and the bottom, as you see there. You just have to do it like literally a single jump and then hit bite. So you could do that too. I would recommend doing that when you're going to replace your GDS, just because the bats will be able to kill stuff while you're replacing. But you literally just go back and forth like this. For replacing GDS, I just jump up there. I usually grapple up there, to be honest. Like what we'll do is I'll just bite that. You can't get up there even with all that, so I just grapple it, and then you keep going. You can also take the portal on the right too. Like you could take this portal, go up, and then cross over. That's basically the rotation. I did a BA as well for this. I got 1546, which is not too bad. So it'd be 15k in an hour, which is pretty decent. But yeah, that's the first map. We're gonna go to map number 2 now. With number 2, I didn't really have a specific like crazy setup here. For the most part, what I did was I just placed fountain there, and then I would place GDS like somewhere around here, so it got both sections, and then I would just go across. So if you do like this one, you can do this as well, and then you could just bite this side when it spawns, and that's the whole side dead. And your GDS will get this platform and then the platform that it's on. You can bite and fountain pretty easily. Like you can just bite right there and then you go across, and then you can bite this one and then fountain the next and just alternate it. Obviously replacing them, you just jump up here for GDS again. And then if you want to replace the shower, you could do it while you're going across. I don't really remember what the rate was for this, but I do think the rate for the other one was better. So if you care about your rate a lot, I think the other one is better, so you might want to go to that one instead. Yeah, this honestly I just used for my dailies, and the actual whenever I would train, I would use the other one. Did which will with that, but that's basically it for Arcana. Next we have Morass. All right, so we are in the one and only Morass map that I trained in. There is another one. Abandoned Area 3, I'm pretty sure is a good map. I didn't really ever train there. I went there like one time when this map was too busy, but for the most part, I literally only trained in this map. So basically what I did here was I would summon there, I would shower there, put GDS up here, and then you just kind of kill everything. So you can jump up and use Omen, or you can jump up and use Bite right there. And you just go across, killing everything, wait for it all to spawn again. You could jump up, Omen or Bite, whichever one you want, and you just keep going. When you need to replace, see, now what I would do is I would jump up, kill that stuff, jump over, drop down to around here and bite everything. It would kill probably everything, if not most things would die. And that's how you replace. For the BA that I did, it was 1673. You can definitely get 1700 on this map. So you probably want around 1600 to 1700 on this map for sure. But that's the only map I trained at. There is another good map, which is this one right here. I don't know the rotation for that though. But you can go in there and just experiment with that one if you want. Now that we are done with Morass, we actually don't train in Esfera at all because all the Esfera maps kind of suck. So you train in Morass until you unlock Sellas. Sellas has some really good maps. This one is like one of the best training spots out of like everywhere in terms of how good the maps are. You can also almost kind of train anywhere. So there's probably going to be like 2 to 3 maps that I show here. Probably one, I think, Final Edge of Light 5, Plunging Depths 3, and then one of the ones down here potentially. We skip Esfera, we stay in Morass, we stay in Shadow Dance Hall 2, and then we go to Sellas. That's what I did at least. I wouldn't recommend training in Esfera. Now I will see you in the next part. Okay, so the first Sellas map that I trained in was Final Edge of Light 5. I kind of just went into this map just to like try it out. People told me that any Sellas map was good to train in, like you could train literally anywhere, which is true. So I just tried this map and I liked it. So basically what I do is I shower right there, come up here, I'd put Bite down here, or not Bite, GDS. And then basically I would sit towards the bottom half of the map for the most part. I would clear the whole bottom row, and then I would jump up and clear whatever else needed to be cleared. That'd be like the whole thing. And then you could drop down and bite and clear everything the next wave. If there's any stragglers or something, you just kill them. But I would hope that like bats spawn in and then kill stuff in the in-between waves. Yeah, it's pretty much like stay on the bottom, kill everything. If there's stuff on the top, jump up to kill the stuff on the top. And in terms of replacing, so this portal right here is what I would use. So I would use the portal, place GDS, take the portal back down, jump over, portal, drop down, place shower. You could also, I did that, and sometimes you could literally just go over here and do this. Or you could do it the other way around, whichever one you want to do. One thing, I don't know if this is a 100% fact, but I think you get a little bit of height increase if you backdash. There's a lot of times where I'm really close to making a platform and then I'll backdash and I'll be able to make it like there. It's something that you can get in the habit of doing that will help you out a little bit. But yeah, that's basically all I did. The BA for this was 1519. There are better maps for sure. I liked this map, so I used this one. This is where I trained to begin with. I believe the next place we'll be going is Plunging Depths 3, which is also a higher rate. But if you're getting into Sellas and you're weaker, then you could start out in this like top row. You could start out in Final Edge of Light 5. Once you're a little stronger, you could go to Plunging Depths 3. The rate, I'm pretty sure, is higher in Plunging Depths 3. So we will be there next. Okay, we are now on the second map, Plunging Depths 3. So basically, This was actually one of my favorite maps to train in. I don't know what I liked about it so much, but it was just fun to do the rotation. You shower there, and then you drop down, and you're going to just go across. Once you get here, just hit up arrow key, and then attack while you're using it. Jump out, hit Omen, jump over those platforms, and then you go back down and do it again. But double jump over that platform just so you don't stop your momentum. What I like to do as well is when I'm doing this jump right here over this platform, I'll switch sides as I'm throwing the stars just so I can hit multiple sides. Sometimes bats don't always spawn, so it doesn't kill everything. But if you need to replace it, you just jump up here, do it. I like to do a weird little double jump to get one left, one right, jump out, and just keep going. And the rate here, I got 1764. You could potentially get higher. I don't know if you actually can get higher, to be honest. You probably can, but 1700 is a good spot to aim for, to be honest, with this one. That's already really good. The one thing I will say is just make sure you're double jumping that platform right there. So like this right here, you don't want to land on it because it like slows you down because you start walking. So you want to double jump over it and then attack everything while you're double jumping. But yeah, this is the second map for Sellas. Once you level up a little bit, if you get a little stronger, train here. And now we're going to go into the third map. All right, so the final map going to be Star Swallowing C6. Basically, you're going to place your GDS right here. You're mainly going to be on the bottom for this too. You'll be jumping across, holding down quintuple. You're going to jump up. You can bite if you want. Drop back down. Jump up again. Omen. Go across again, and then we're going to jump up and bite this. We're going to go back. Omen that. Go across again. You can bite this. And then when you need to replace GDS, you can jump up here, bite, come over, drop GDS. Yeah, this is the whole rotation. It's a weird one. I didn't really like this one too much, but it is it's a good area, it's a good rotation, high level mobs, so I would recommend training here if you're strong enough. And in terms of a BA, I didn't do a BA, but I know the BA is supposed to be around 1700 mobs for 6 minutes or higher, somewhere around there. Just do a BA when you run it. And yeah, that's it for Sellas. We are done. There's 3 maps. You can honestly train in probably anywhere else, but those are the 3 maps I trained in specifically. Next, we're going to go into the Tenebrous maps. We got Moonbridge first. All right, so we're now in Moonbridge. So first, what you'll do is you place your Urtus Shower right here, where it is right now, and you're going to place your GDS right here. Just notice it by, it's next to the ladder, to the right side of the ladder, and then this one's really close to the portal. And then what you will do, what I did for this is I would Omen the left side, and when this would spawn, I would bite the right side. The only reason I bite the right side is because there's this bottom platform here that I want to make sure I get. And then once this spawns again, I'll Omen that, and then I'll go across, kill everything. Your bats should get everything, ideally, and then you bite the right side again. You go across. I'll just Omen that for now, just because I'm going down. Pop that, go back up, go across. And then, because I have to replace GDS, I'm going to drop down. Grapple back up, bite it, bam. That's how I replace my summons. I did a BA for this just now, and I got like a 1700 rate. You can get more than this. I haven't done this like rotation in a long time, so I'm rusty. But yeah, it's 1700 in 6 minutes, which is really good. This is probably around where I started caring about my rate also. Like beforehand, I don't really think your rate matters that much. Most of the maps you can't even get great rates in anyway, so I would say probably starting around now is when you're gonna be able to get like 17k rates, 16k rates pretty consistently, and then even like 18k is what you want to go for eventually, probably in like Grandis area. But yeah, anywhere 1700 to 1800 is very good. But yeah, I got 1700 in here. Void Current, or Last Horizon 6 is where we are. On to the next map. All right, so the next Moonbridge map we got is Mysterious Fog 5. So this one, I did a BA just for an example. I got 1567. You can get 16k plus, so I would recommend eventually when you like learn the rotation well, everything like that. Again, I'm rusty. So basically what you're going to do here is you're going to GDS down here. So you're going to GDS down there. You're going to jump up, use your Omen, go across, and then your Omen should be back up, and you use it again. And you might miss some things, but use Omen, and then if you have Omen up, it should get the respawn of the wave. So we're gonna do the same thing. Jump up, press Omen. And then go across and use Omen again. If you want, you can jump up and grab that stuff before the respawn happens. Anything that doesn't get killed, but bats are going to be very helpful for this for sure. You can also drop down and kill stuff if it doesn't die if you want to. And then when you want to loot and replace your GDS, what you can do is I'll just bite it, drop down here, grab all the loot, hit GDS. Take the portal. You can loot. If you have a vac pet, you can go on this middle platform and get everything from the top and bottom. If you don't have a vac pet, you're just going to have to go platform by platform from the top. You're just going to have to start at the top and then go down. But that's basically it. That's all you got to do. It's a 16k plus rate. My first BA, I got 1567, so it's pretty close. Okay, I'll see you in the... I think we have one more Moonbridge map. I'll see you in the next one. Okay, so the next map is Void Current 3. Now this map I wouldn't necessarily recommend. I did train here the most out of all of them though, just because I liked the map the most. It feels like a very compact map. My first off, the BA I did was 1449, so obviously you can see it's less, so this isn't necessarily recommended, but if you do like the map, you can train here. You will get a little bit less rates. I've experimented with a lot of different ways for GDS and Ur to Shower. What I do is wherever, for me, the way the rotation works is I'm down here, I just go across with quintuple, and then the bats usually kill everything, right? Sometimes the bats won't kill the top floor stuff. So what I do is I put GDS on the top, and then I put Ur to Shower on the other one, and then I just never have to worry about the top floors. So I could just go across, and everything will die just from me quintupling. When you have bite up as well, you can bite in the middle, and it will kill everything. Also, if you do end up getting like your bite, there's no way you should have it like really low cooldown, but if you want to bite every other wave and you want to do like a standstill lazy farm, you could do it here too. But yeah, if you bite the middle, this is what I do every time. I just bite the middle, it'll kill everything on the left and right with your bats. This is basically all I do. I just go across for one wave, and then the next wave I just sit in the middle and I bite. Ideally, you want to time it as well, like I just did, where you bite the middle and then you put both of your summons down and then you go back to the second floor. It is not the most optimal, I will say that. So if you want a better one, I would use any of the other two. Now I think we are going to Labyrinth of Suffering. So I'll see you guys in Labyrinth. Okay, so the next map we have is Labyrinth of Suffering Core 2. I did a BA. I forgot to turn it off, so it's like 26 seconds ahead, but that's a couple waves. I'm pretty sure every wave spawns like 7.5 seconds, so just take off a couple waves. I'm pretty sure believe this one's supposed to be a 16k plus, so this did achieve that even if you take off a couple waves. Basically, you place a shower exactly where it is right now, down here. Then what you're gonna do is it's very similar to one of the Moonbridge maps. You're gonna drop down after you omen. You're gonna jump back up here. And then as soon as Omen pops up, you place it, it'll kill that. And you go across with quintuple. Jump up here. Omen again. And you keep alternating Omen at the end of every wave so that it kills the current wave and then the next wave to spawn. I think also if your Omen doesn't one-shot, it'll actually be up more often. So you won't have to worry about the timing so much. But yeah, this is basically it for the rotation. It's pretty simple. When you want to replace GDS, usually I like to keep bite up for that just so I can bite the wave first. For example, right here, I'll try to stand in the middle, bite everything, replace it, and then I'll go to a side and then press Omen again just for it to be up. One thing to keep in mind as well is when you are placing your Omen, don't miss. Make sure you hit the far left corner or far right corner on the other side, because sometimes the mob likes to sit there and do nothing, and it just sits in the corner. And if you're lazy about placing it and you place it like too far to the right, it'll just like survive. So make sure that when you hit it, you hit the left side fully. But yeah, this is basically it for this rotation. I'm pretty sure our next map is Labyrinth of Suffering Core 6. So I'll see you guys there. That's actually where I got my first and only so far boss fam. So that map was good luck for me. Maybe it would be good luck for you too. All right, so the next and final Labyrinth of Suffering map is going to be Labyrinth of Suffering Core 6. So I just did a BA. I got a 1618. I think this is a 16k plus map. And basically what I do here is I come down here and I'm gonna place shower. I'm gonna go to the right side and then I will bite this, grapple straight up, make sure I hit the far right side, like on this corner with my Omen. I forgot that you place GDS right there as well. And then now after that, after the next wave, I drop down, kill everything. Then I'm gonna bite this again, grapple up, place Omen, use my Quint to kill the stuff with my GDS, drop down, kill everything again. It's pretty simple, honestly. A lot of these maps, you're just like rotating Bite and Omen, or you're just like going side to side, placing Omen. But yeah, it's basically this. It's the same thing where you want to make sure you get the right side in the corner, or else sometimes they just sit in the corner, you don't kill them. Normally what I would do is after I place Shower, let's say for example, I just placed Shower, I would go back this way, I would bite everything, come up here, I would Omen, I would Quint as I jump, and then I would place GDS. Yeah, that's the rotation for this. I think we are done with Labyrinth of Suffering now. Now it's time for Limina. All right, so now we are in Limina. This is the first Limina map. I believe there's only 2. So World Sorrows midpoint 2. I just did a BA. This should be like a 15.5k plus map. I got 1539. As I've said with basically every map, practice it more, you'll get a better rate. I'm rusty with all these because I haven't trained at them in a while, but even then I'm still at a pretty good rate. So GDS up there, Shower down here. What I like to do, hit an Omen there, and then do that. Sometimes you will have to jump up and kill the stuff on the floor above. For the bite waves, I literally just sit in the middle, hit bite, it'll kill everything. Like, as long as they one-shot. If they don't one-shot, you might be looking at a different story. But I'll bite the right side, and then the reason I like to I like to Omen the right side is because if I get bats, I want them to go up and kill all this stuff so I don't have to kill it, so I don't have to jump up and kill it. So that's why I'll always Omen the right side over the left. When you're sitting here for hours training, you kind of think of a bunch of different things to do. So that is what I did, and I tried out a bunch of different ways. I like Omening this side the best. You can do it from the bottom and still hit all 3 platforms. And just to replace, you just come up here. Ideally, you have bite up now, and then you can bite the rest of the wave. Hit that again, and then we just go back up. Very simple. It's a pretty small map, but yeah, that's it for Sorrows Midpoint 2. Next, we got the final Limina map, and then we're in Grandis. In Grandis, I'm going to talk a little bit before we go into the Grandis maps. But that's really where stuff's going to change. For the most part, a lot of this was similar to the Nightwalker Discord. The Grandis Plus is really where stuff's going to change because it's outdated when it comes to that. All right, so this is the final Limina map. This is the home stretch. The home stretch until you guys get into Grandis and you can actually start playing the game. Congrats. After all this training, you get to start playing the game. Isn't that great? We love that. That's why we play MapleStory. So this one, we have a 1596 6-minute BA. So let's say 15.8k plus is where you should get. Now, what I do for this is first I earn a shower in the far left corner right here. It'll get all 3 of these top platforms. The only platform it will not get is this one. But I believe it actually does get this one up until like just the left side of it. So like if anything is on this far right side, it won't get it. Next, I GDS right here. And then what we do, if you're starting at this side, you'll Omen the top and you'll go across. What I like to do, common theme here, is we alternate bite and Omen. So we're going to bite the right side. We're going to Omen up here. And then the Omen will kill the next wave as well up there. So we don't have to worry about that. And then once this respawns, we're going to bite this wave as well. And then there's 2 ways to get up here. You can up jump and then jump to the left or right, or you can grapple and then cancel your grapple. The reason you don't want to just let it go all the way is if you saw, I just flew straight up. So you have to hit the grapple button again if you want to cancel it. So you could just cancel it like right there, place it, and then go. And then to replace, we'd put this down. Normally what I would do is I would bite here right now because I just accidentally used it. We're just going to attack everything. Place GDS. Now I'll show what it, so imagine I'm replacing summon, so we just play shower. We're going to drop down. I would bite here and then jump up to here, place GDS, place down Omen, and then drop down here and go again. So that's what it would look like if I had my bite. You bite once you drop down right here after placing your shower. That's basically it for the rotation. But yeah, that is it for the Arcane River. We are done with Arcane River, and now that we've finished Limina, we're going to be moving into Grandis, specifically Cernium. What I will say about Cernium, you get the best farming ability you can get in Soul Janus. This thing is phenomenal, especially for Nightwalkers. We benefit from Janus like crazy, even at level 1. So when you level up to 260 as a Nightwalker, put 1 point in your Hexa Bats, put 1 point in your Quintuple Star. After you've done each of them once, I would say if you are a trainer, like if you plan on training more and farming WAPs or whatever, put points into Soul Janus. At least one, because there's 2 different versions of Janus. One, there's the Dusk one, which basically what you do, it places down a circle, kind of like Urda Shower with a bigger radius probably, that kills stuff. This is not the one we want to use. As a Nightwalker, you do not use this. Maybe once you're level 20, like right now I'm at Hexa stat 20, because at level 10 you get an extra circle, and then at level 20 you get another extra. So I have 3 right now because mine's level 20. If you just put 1 point into this, you only have 1 circle. At 10 you have 2, at 20 you have 3. You don't get another one for 30. 3 is the max. But as you can see, this is going to cover a lot of ground, right? So once you get 3, it might be more beneficial depending on the map you're on. But for the most part, we're going to be using the right one, which is Dusk. The way Dusk works is I'm pretty sure every 3 seconds you can attack it. If you attack an enemy, it'll trigger the Dusk procs, and it'll just basically, it's like lightning bolts smacking a bunch of things. I'm just going to hit a normal attack with bats off. We're going to see the lightning just randomly like kill stuff. So you see the lightning just randomly killing stuff there. So if we go in here, I'm just going to attack one thing. And we see that the lightning's like going around killing stuff. Like there's a bunch of stuff over here that died. And what's so good about this is the fact that we have bats, right? So our bats are going to go to multiple things, and the bats are going to re-trigger the Dusk a second time. So like if I hit my bite, it's going to trigger Dusk. If there's enough mobs for the bats to go around, it'll kill more stuff and re-trigger Dusk a second time. So that's where big maps, like it's very helpful for big maps, because like a normal map I could bite and just kill the entire thing. A map like this, for example, there's a lot of stuff everywhere. So the bats trigger a second proc you just saw, and everything on the right side died. It's even killing a second wave. Like this whole second wave almost just died. It is extremely useful, so definitely put at least 1 point in it right away. If you want recommendations for Dusk, I would go level 10 Dusk or level 10 Janus very early on. That's what I did personally. I mean, I don't regret it at all, because one, Dusk will help you if you're like struggling to one shot. Like I was struggling to one shot when I first hit Grandis. I put a point into this and it saved, like I was completely fine after that. So getting at least level 1, I would gauge it after level 1. It also gives you more XP the more levels you get, so it is very beneficial XP wise. But I would recommend put 1 point in it right away when you hit 260, after you've put in 1 in your Quintuple, 1 in your bats, put 1 in Janus, and then you could do these. Next, I would get it to 10 pretty early. Just depends on how much you train, honestly. So you have to kind of evaluate that for yourself, depending on how much you train. If you train a lot and you're struggling to one shot, put more points into Janus, because that's 1, you get more XP, 2, it's going to help you clear. And if you look at my Hexa right now, I'm pretty early for having 20, but Night Troop just ended, so that's why. Now that we are in Cernium, make sure you get a point in Dusk, because all of these BAs are going to be with Dusk on. And this is really, so like I mentioned before, the training map up to 260 was pretty similar to the Nightwalker training one in the guide that they have in the Discord. Now it's very different, because of the fact that Dusk is in the game. So when they did all the guides, maybe they'll update them, but right now they're not updated. So they are not updated for having Dusk. So the maps and the routes are all very active. You can basically train at almost any of these maps from 200 to 280. You can train almost all of them standstill and have a really good rate. Now with Dusk, you can do standstills and your rate could be basically the exact same as you active farming and running all over. So I'm going to show all those. Basically going to be a ton of standstills where you get a very good rate because of Dusk, and we're still going to be using GDS and Shower. So you aren't going to be literally just sitting there. You're going to be replacing your summons every minute. I don't have Shadow Bite up every wave, so I'm going to show it without that. If you have that, it's even easier. That does cost a lot though. But for the most part, I will be biting one wave, then quintupling the next, then biting one wave, then quintupling the next. Moral of the story, Janus is OP for us. We get a lot of use out of it. 2 more things I want to cover before we get into the Cernium plus the Grandis area. Rates are going to be really important starting now. Number 2 is going to be the Maple maps. So this is going to start becoming your best friend. Now I'm showing you all these right now, all the like rotations that I've been using. But if you want to experiment for yourself, for example, like one of the maps we're going to go over is Ramparts in Battle 3. If you want to experiment for yourself, I'd recommend using this I think I have a video on how to use this exactly. If not, if I don't, put in the comments if you want me to make one. But you can experiment with how you put everything in this as well if you do want to try your own rotations, right? So if you want to try your own stuff, you can do that. But yeah, this is an example of what the rotation that I'm going to show for this map is. Basically, you place shower on the right side. It's going to kill everything on the right. GDS is on the top for the top platform. You're going to bite, quintuple, and dusk is going to kill everything else. But yeah, this is really good for, this is how I figured out most of my maps, because 260 plus the training guide, it gives you the maps to use, but it doesn't give you the rotation anymore because it's outdated with dusk, right? So most of how I figured out these rotations are from doing it in maple maps, then going in, doing a 6-minute BA, seeing if it was good or not, and then doing another one if it was bad, right? Just experimenting. Especially when you WAP a lot, you have nothing else to do, so you think about stuff like this. And that's obviously you're watching a video, but even still, I would think about it all the time. So there's a good way to test out rotations. Maybe you find something better than mine, because again, mine aren't they're not the most optimal. They're all standstills for the most part that are pretty easy, that give you high rates. But you could probably find something more optimal if you wanted to. It's not a necessity, but Maple Maps is really where you start figuring that process out. But yeah, Maple Maps is your best friend now if you don't want to follow the guide, or if you want to try and figure out stuff for yourself. Also, what you can do is what I used to do a while ago. Even sometimes now when I go into a new map fresh and I have no idea how I want to do the rotation for it, what I will do is I will go into the map and I will change channel until I find a Nightwalker. Once I find a Nightwalker, I'll find a couple usually. I'll go until I find a couple Nightwalkers. When I find a couple, there's not even anybody right now. Let's just say I found a Nightwalker, right? Just for example's sake. What I would do is I would turn their effects completely on and see where they had their shower, see where they had their GDS, see if they were using dusk or if they had dawn placement somewhere, right? So it gives me an idea of where to start. So if I go to 5 different Nightwalkers and they all have shower in the same place, GDS in the same place, and some of them are using dusk, some of them are using dawn, I know at least where to start with my shower and my GDS, and then I can figure out the rest. I would recommend that as well if you they're just other tips for finding maps, right? Because this is only to 280, so that's where I'm at right now. I'll make the 280 to 290 part when I get there, but if you end up hitting that part or you're near that, you can use those tips as well to figure out your own rotations. What I will say, one thing I forgot as well, is when you hit probably 260-ish, maybe a little bit earlier, vac pets, or maybe a little bit later than 260, vac pets kind of become almost necessity at this point. Now I am not a Nexon. Also, side note, Nexon, make creator codes, because I'm literally promoting people to buy vac pets right now because it's basically a necessity. So creator codes would be nice, thank you. But yeah, vac pets, they're kind of almost necessity at this point, just because it's so much worse without a vac pet. All right, so the first map is Royal Library Section 1. I just did a BA for this. The rate here is 1533. I think it's a 1500 plus map, so I'm going to show you exactly how I did it. Basically, it's a standstill. We're going to put shower down right here. I put GDS down here, and then you stand in this spot and you press bite. And then once your bite's off cooldown, bite will obviously clear basically the whole wave. Once your bite is off cooldown, for the next one, you're just going to quintuple. And I barely did anything and everything just died. This is how we like rotations. 260 plus is amazing. Farming for Nightwalker. Using dusk. Look at that. Bite. Everything's dead. Now sometimes with quintuple it will be harder to kill everything. But look at that. Everything's dead. And then when you want to replace summons, you can bite right side. You come over here, you place your shower, you drop down, you place your GDS, you come back up here, quint the wave, bite the wave, whatever you got, you're good. And all you gotta do is sit here, hit bite one time, bait a little bit, hit quint. That's it. I'll see y'all in the next one. All right, so for the next map of Cernium, we're in Eastern City Ramparts 3. And I just did a BA for this. I got a 1739 enemies defeated, so it's probably a 17k plus rate. This is what it looks like. This was literally my first time doing it. I literally just made this rotation just now because I trained in this map without Janice. And this is one of the things too, is this was the first rotation I made. It was 1700 plus, which basically means 1, you might be able to do better than this. 2, when you get used to making rotations, you'll learn how to do them quickly, how to make good rotations fast. Basically, you're gonna start out, you're gonna GDS right here. You're going to drop down to this platform on the left, place your shower. And the standstill is going to be right here. So you're just going to literally sit right here. Press bite when you have it. One wave. Next wave, you're going to press quintuple. Or origin if you have your origin. I'm gonna kill everything with origin. You can use phalanx charge if you want as well. I usually do. Bite again. And next wave, we're going to quintuple. That's basically everything dead from the quintuple. Again, I'm using dusk, so make sure you have dusk on. If there is stuff up there that's still not dead, just do a little jump and kill it. But for this rotation, we bite, grapple. Then I go here, place GDS again, drop down, place shower. I use one quintuple, and then I do that. And you're back. Do one quintuple, then you omen, then you jump up, grab everything else, and you're good. And that's literally it. That's the rotation. Yeah, this is a pretty solid rotation. 17k plus standstill. Alrighty, so the next map, we are in Burnium now. It's Eastern City Ramparts in Battle 3. This has like 2 different locations for GDS depending on where you want to put it. So shower always goes here. GDS, you can either put it up here. I would put it up there if your bats are struggling to one-shot and you're not killing this top floor. Then like you'll just be sitting here. This is the standstill. If you're just sitting here and you see that the top floor is up pretty often, then I would put the GDS up there. If not, you don't even have to put GDS down at all. If you're killing the top floor every time, you don't have to put GDS down at all. Or you could also put it down here just in case some enemies wander off to the far right. But basically, I did a BA for this one. It's 1793, so like almost 18k. I'm just going to show off what the rotation looks like real quick. So you're just going to sit in this. It's like kind of a standstill. I kind of call it a jump still because I do jump a lot with this rotation. I'm also going to show the rotation of replacing your summons if you don't do the GDS on the top. If you don't do GDS on the top, you just place GDS where you are, and then you teleport back to it, which I'll show in a second. So I'll put GDS down, use my bite, go down, grapple up here, loot everything, place shower. I place omen there, jump across while quintupling, grab everything, go to the teleporter, and then I stand right there, then switch back to my GDS. So I'm at the standstill, and then my GDS is over here just in case anything goes far away. Now this is the rotation without the GDS. Gonna put it here. It's pretty similar, honestly. You could also go the other way around if you want. I've done both ways, so you could just like drop down right away, go this way, come up, place GDS, go across, drop down and omen if you want to. Place your shower, go this way, and then go back up. Either way, you could do either one, honestly. I've done them both. But it is a pretty good rate for like a mostly standstill. If you want it more standstill, I would put GDS up top. It's just more work when you're placing your summons, that's all. All right, so the final map I trained in Burnium, which you could train at either one, but this is where I trained for the later part. I placed shower here, and then what I found was that I didn't place GDS initially. What I found is a lot of times the enemies down here were not dying, so I placed GDS down there. And you just stand still right here and bite and quint every other wave as usual. Replacing the summons, you just jump over, place shower, run across. You can place omen down if you want. GDS, jump back up, kill all that stuff, and then you're back. And that's literally it. One thing as well that I wanted to talk about is because of when I was training, Cernium was the only place with familiars. Now, when you watch this video, at least Hotel Arcus will have familiars because tomorrow it's getting familiars. So Cernium and Hotel Arcus are getting familiars. Before, when I was training here, Cernium was the only place with familiars. So I actually trained here until 270. So I was at this map from like 264 to 270. So it was a very long time, and I never trained at Arcus at all. So I'm going to make a rotation for people for Arcus, because you guys are probably going to be able to go up because you'll still get familiars in Arcus. So I made this rotation for Arcus. Again, I have not trained here. This was a really quick rotation that I made. Basically, you're going to place your shower by this pole, drop down exactly. The GDS goes there. Actually, place GDS first, take the portal, and then walk to the pole. And then you're going to stand still here. It's kind of a little bit of an awkward standstill. You have to jump sometimes. Just in case your dusk doesn't proc always, you might have to jump and just hit something. But start out, you GDS and shower, and then you're gonna go. I went like right outside of this little platform above, like right outside of it, and then I just quintuple. I let the bats kill stuff. I let bats prod Janus a second time. I'm gonna just hit bite again, and then I'll quintuple the next wave. The quintuple waves are the weird ones. Sometimes you're gonna have to hit something else with the quintuple wave. When you're on non-quintuple waves, the bite waves are very easy. You literally just bite and that's it. We'll see if the bats... So the bats didn't proc Janus, so I'm just gonna hit something to proc it. You don't have to if you don't want to. Your rate will be slightly lower, and you could just fully stand still it. This is gonna be what the rotation looks like. So I bite, drop down, GDS, then shower, and then I drop back down and go across to get everything down here, kill everything, and then I grab all this loot, and then I'll wait here, I'll bite, and then I'll grab the top floor, and then I'll come back down. The BA I did for it, I did get 1774, so it was almost an 18k. Pretty standstill. I wouldn't say fully standstill. Like right now, I'm gonna just jump and hit this thing and it'll kill whatever else is around. But it was like almost an 18k, pretty close to standstill, not complete. But that's it for this map. That's it for Arcus, honestly. All right, so we are now in Odium, which this is actually one of my favorite maps that I've ever trained in because of how lazy it is. So I left this one on for a little bit too long, but it should be like around a 1600 rate, anywhere 15 to 16. So it isn't like insanely high. There is, I think, higher. If you do want a higher rate one, you could train at Castle 5, but I opted to train here. So what you do is you're going to GDS there, and you're going to shower right here. And then your standstill is literally just in this spot. You don't move. Like there's no reason you need to move almost ever. For the rotation, I will jump over, place my shower, grab everything, take the teleporter, jump up, GDS, drop back down, kill this wave, and I'll grab the left side and go back. And I'll bite the second wave. And that's it. All right, so the rotation for this map, Laboratory behind Locked Door 3. This is the last map I trained in. I only went Road to Castle Gate 1, and then I went Locked Door 3, and then I was in Shangri-La. This one's pretty standstill too, actually. So what I did here was there's a portal right here. I would drop down from the portal, place shower, drop down again, place GDS, take the teleporter, drop down once, and this is where you're standing still at. You just sit here for a minute, and you just attack stuff, and if there's stuff nearby, it should kill everything. And obviously you bite off cooldown, but you're just gonna sit here. If you have to jump up and kill anything, then feel free to jump up, kill stuff. For the most part, everything was dying, so I didn't really have to worry about anything. But yeah, you could just do this for a minute, and then you're gonna drop down and take the teleporter to replace summons, which I'll show in a second. See, so we bite, we drop down, teleporter's right here, take teleporter, drop down again, kill stuff if there's anything, take teleporter back. You put GDS down right here before you take teleporter, by the way. Doing this, I had a 1653 rate, so like 16.5k, which is not too bad for like basically a complete standstill. One thing I actually forgot to mention about the last map. So if you're in Locked Door 3, you can also train in Locked Door 4. It's the exact same rotation, it's just reversed. So the left side is the smaller side where you would GDS and shower. And then the right side is where you would sit here in AFK instead. So it's the exact same rotation. It's just reversed. So you can train in either. I think this one might have a higher rate. I don't know for sure, but it might have a better rate. Next, we will be in Shangri-La. All right, so we are in the first Shangri-La map. I actually like this map a lot. One of the things I like the maps a lot more going up from like place to place. So I feel like the maps just get better. Like rates get higher. They just become nicer to farm in. So I did a BA for this one. We got 1867 in 6 minutes. So it's a pretty high rate. Honestly, it's a very good one. Almost 19k. But I'll show what the rotation looks like right now. So what you're going to do to start off, you're going to drop down. If you drop down anywhere, it'll bring you up to this portal top left. But you drop down, you place your shower up there, then you're gonna jump up here, place GDS, and then you just stand in the middle right here, and you literally just alternate your bite and quintuple star in a standstill. Big surprise. This is what we're doing for most of these. Yeah, you literally just sit here. If you're biting the wave, you just sit there and relax until your quintuple. You quintuple the next wave. It is nice sometimes too to keep like some enemies nearby on the quintuple waves, because you'll have something easy to proc your Janus on. So that is very nice. Like for example, these guys on the left, I could just proc Janus with them very easily and everything will die. I don't have to move around. To do the replacing of summons, you just drop down, come up here, place your GDS. And what I do is I go across, kill everything, grab all the loot, drop down, kill everything, grab all the loot. And then I pop back up here. You can bite before you're up there too. Like if it spawns right away, you can just bite like that and then jump up like I just did. Yeah, that's the rotation. It's a very good one. 18 and a half, almost 19k rotation. So this is one of my favorite maps for sure to train in. It's a very nice one. All right, so the next map here we got is Gentle Summer 5. 17.5k is our 6-minute BA, so it's a pretty good rate, to be honest. What you're gonna want to do is, this is how you replace it, which I'll just show right now. You place GDS down here, drop down, gather your loot, place shower exactly where it's at right now. You can kill stuff while you go across. And then once you get to this far edge, you're gonna swap your GDS and then you just sit right here. The only thing I will say is sometimes the enemies on this top one don't die, so you have to jump up and hit them a little bit. But other than that, you face left and you quint. If you need to use your quint again, you can just turn right, or wherever there's enemies, you bite the other wave, and you're just sitting here on this standstill. I'm pretty sure you're supposed to put your pet in the second slot for this, and I think when you jump, it'll move and it'll go grab stuff. So like right now, we just see it grabbing stuff. The way you replace your summons, put your GDS down, put your shower down right there. Make sure you grab all that loot and then you switch and then you're back. If you jump, I think when you're near the edge, it'll just pick up everything on this left side. So I don't know if you actually have to loot this. You can just check it every once in a while, it'd be safe. But if you have your pet in the second slot, I believe, when I go into the corner and then I jump, it should go across. Yeah, so we see it move. It'll jump across like here and then all the way down, and it'll even pick up stuff on the right too. So it's really nice. That is the second map. We got one more Shangri-La map to go. This is the home stretch right here to 280. So we'll see you guys in the last one. All right, so the final map, the home stretch of your 280 journey, is going to be Harsh Winter 4. I have two different training rotations for this map. One is a standstill that is lazy, one is active. I mostly trained active because when I came to this map, it was night troop, so I was leveling really fast. I had 270 sacred power out of 300, so I had a lot of reduction, so it was very hard for me to kill stuff. I still had a 17.5k rate with that amount of reduction, so you can train here even if you don't have the 300. I had 270 when I started. But because of that, I had to train actively. I couldn't really stand still because I didn't kill nothing. I'll show the active one first. The BA is also for the active one. I'm not going to show the standstill BA, but you can expect it to probably be like 200 mobs less or like 150 mobs less. So for the active one, you're going to place your shower here. You're going to place your GDS here, and you'll basically just be going across. So I bite one wave, I go across, and then I place Omen here to kill the right side of the wave, and then I jump forward and use my quintuple. And then I kill everything. If you don't kill everything, what you can do, I'll show on the next rotation, you can jump up and Omen, which is what I was doing in the beginning when I first came here. So I'll Omen here. Everything will die. My Omen cooldown will come up, and then what I'll do is I'll just jump up, Omen right there, and it'll kill everything. You can jump down here and then do your bite again. Or you could be one platform up and bite again, which I'll show. So if I was weak, I would have to jump up and Omen. You can stay on this platform and bite as well if you want, and just jump off. Then what I'll do for the rotation, right before, I'm going to place Omen just so it kills that part of it while I'm replacing. Place GDS. I usually turn back. So when I'm dropping down right here, I'll usually turn back and quintuple. And the Hexa one will be out. The like 2 big stars will be out. So I'll kill everything on the right side, and then I'll go forward. And then kill everything else. And jump up and kill anything if it's up there. And then you'll bite this again. And you just keep doing that rotation over and over. I'm going to show the other version now. So what you would do with the other version is shower goes in the same spot. Your GDS goes here instead. And this is your standstill spot. You stand still in this platform. And you're going to face left and kill the stuff on the left side. And if there's anything, just get your Janus to go. And you can bite, and if you bite, it'll most likely kill everything. Alright, so if we see all that's dead, and then the right side's definitely all dead. And I'll show the replacing for this one as well. This one, your rate will definitely be lower. It's not going to be an 18k rate, but it is a lot lazier. So that is a benefit to it. And ideally, whenever you're replacing your summons, just in general, at this point, you probably know this by now if you're at this point, but you want bite to be up so you can replace them easily. But we're going to jump up here. I'm going to replace that. I'm going to drop down, place GDS. You can omen that if you want. And then you can jump across, kill everything. And then you're back in your standstill spot. That's it. This is your last map. You have two options. You can stand still with a little bit lower rate, or you can train it active and you'll have a higher rate. But after that, we'll be in Arteria, which is where I'm at now. And just a little preview, Combat Zone Outskirts 1 is going to be our first map in Arteria. It is, I think, the best map out of every map we've trained at so far. This map is phenomenal. Like, the rate you get and how easy it is it's just amazing. That will be in the 280 to 290 video, so wait for that. I don't know when that's going to happen. Depends on when I hit 290. That might take a long time. If you did enjoy, this did help you out at all, help support me, like, sub, comment. Let me know what your most favorite map is. Thank you for watching.